مرحبا أصدقائي. Right now we will focus on letter noon. Noon, it's kind of like the word noon in English, okay? However, in Arabic we have a letter by itself and the name of this letter is noon. And guess what is it? It's the letter N in English, but in Arabic it looks like kind of like letter U with one dot at the top. If you remember letter ba, b sound, this is the shape of ba. And I said it has one dot from the bottom. That is why we say ba, bottom, ba. So you always think about letter ba with one dot from the bottom. Noon, I'm going to consider noon as part of the family of the ba. Remember the family ba, ta, and tha? That has three letters. Noon kind of part of the family, or we can think about it as a cousin that's so close to the same family. The only difference, noon, it's not that wide, it's a little bit narrow, and it has one dot from the top. Okay? It looks like a U in English with one dot from the top. So let's see some examples about how do you write letter noon at the beginning, middle, and end. The good thing is noon follow the same rule as the ba and ta and tha family. So the beginning will be looks like this one. It needs to squeeze itself a little bit. The middle, it's going to be the same exact thing except two connectors right now. One from the right, one from the left. And then at the end, here's the difference. At the end, it will go back to the regular shape with a connector from one side. So think about this as the connector. If I change the color, a little bit from this side and this side, and a little bit from this side. And then a regular noon, as I said, kind of like you with one dot. If you look at this, that looks like letter ba or ta or tha. It depends on what you want to write. And the same thing over here. It looks like the middle looks like letter ba as well. Okay. The only difference letter at the end, ba, it goes back to the regular shape. Ta it goes back to the regular shape. Remember ta and tha? Noon, it has kind of like the same thing. It goes back to the regular shape. Now let's see some examples. This one is noor. Noor. How many sounds do you hear? You hear two sounds, right? The first sound says no, and then the last sound says So there's two parts right here. So we have noon and wow. Why wow? Because I said no. It's a long vowel wow. So no, and the ra. Noor. Noor, it means light, but it's very famous, a girl name in the Arabic culture. Let me change the color. The second word is Hanan. Ha-na-n. Ha-na-n. How many parts do you hear? You hear three. So the first sound is ha, the second na, and then the last one n. Ha-na-n. Hanan. Hanan. Hanan means tender, but also it's a very famous girl name. And guess what? My daughter's name is Hanan. So let's write Hanan. So the first sound is ha, and then it says na. We have a long vowel a, Hanan. And then the last sound also na sound. Now, what's the difference between this noon and this noon? This one is connected. This one, it's not. This one needs to squeeze itself so that it can fit in the word. This one does not need to because it has space. Remember, all letters in Arabic at the end of the word, they have a space. So they go back to the regular shape. Let's go with the last word, Hanan. So we have Noor, we have Hanan, that's the middle. And then the last one is Leen. Leen. Leen, also a very famous Arabic name for a girl. So it's interesting, Noor, Hanan, and Leen, the three words I picked for today, all of them very famous word names for girls. So Leen, how many parts do you hear? So focus again. Leen, Leen. You hear two parts. The first one says Lee. The second one says N. Lean. You do have a long vowel here. So lamb. We just learned lamb today. So you have lamb, Lee. I have a long vowel E. But because I'm going to connect it to the last sound, this ye sound, it has to be squeezed. Remember the ya sound or the letter ya? It looks like this one. But at the beginning, I said it looks like this one. The same thing at the middle because it needs to squeeze itself. So technically, you only take this part of the word or the letter. So you'd only take this shape right here. Do you see it? Okay. So the word is lean, and I'm just gonna put the noon over here. Why? Because it has space. It's not connected to any of the letters after. It's okay to be as it is. So let's review quickly. Letter noon, it looks like this. Noon at the beginning, it looks like this. Noon at the middle, also looks like this, the same thing as the beginning. The only difference now it has a connector from this side and it has a connector from this side. And then the last one, it's a connector from the right side and then the regular noon at the end.